Hello everyone, I thought I'd give you a little background on Lewis and her fur baby friends. Lewis is a Congo African Grey Parrot. She's around 34 years old. I've had her for the last about 7 years. Her original owner had a stroke, and that's how she was rehomed to me. It took about, I would say, 6 months for her to let me actually take her out of the cage, or for her to come to me without wanting to bite me. Apparently African Greys, from everything I've read, they are very particular and you got to earn their trust. Well, she definitely proved that, because I had to work with her for 6 months before she would even allow me to bring her out of the cage after I brought her home. And slowly over the years, she's allowing me to do more and more things with her. And she talks to me, and I hear her talk in different voices, from my voice to my mom's voice to my son's voice. She'll bark like the dogs. She'll whine like the dogs. She even has picked up how to bark like the dog down the street outside. It's that muffled barking sound. It's quite hilarious. And she loves to play and destroy things. And she's learning, as you see, I got her a sweater on her now, but it's mainly because she's starting to have a feather issue, so that can help keep her warm, but only when she's being supervised. I don't leave it on her that often, and never by herself. She's just becoming my baby more and more every day. And here is another one of my babies, Taco. And of course, everyone who has ever seen Pet Goose George, that's Taco visiting him. Taco, he was a rescue dog that a friend of mine rescued about 11 years ago, and she had to move, so she didn't have him that long. And she asked for me to be able to take him and take care of him, so how could I resist that face? And he's been with me ever since. And now he's going to be 15 years old, and he's my buddy. He's traveled all over with me and gone to work with me. Wherever I went, has always gone. And he's just my little shadow that just loves to play and be around me, which I really love. How could you resist that face? And you'll see in the background, you'll see that's Uncle Bert. Uncle Bert was my mom's dog, and she passed away in 2017. So Uncle Bert came to live with me and Taco and Lewis. Now Uncle Bert, the reason he's called Uncle Bert is because all the grandkids said, well, if that's Grandma's dog, that's your brother. And so they all started calling Bert Uncle Bert. And it just kind of stuck with him. And now he hangs out with me and Taco's had to learn to share me more than just visiting with Uncle Bert. He's had to have him as part of our life. And recently, Uncle Bert had an episode where he had a major seizure, and I thought I was losing him, and come to find out he's got heart disease. He's also got deformed. He was pretty much beat up a lot, I guess, when he was little, from what I heard. He was originally a rescue that I found for my mom. And so he's got a lot of scars and missing toes and stuff. And this here is other big dogs that are in my home. You'll see the little guy running around with the toy. That's Lucy. She's new. She's 6 months old. That's my oldest son's dog. And then Shine is the little white and brown dog. She's a Staffordshire Terrier. She used to be my sister's dog, and my sister passed away in 2016. Shine came to live with me in 2015 when my sister was going through chemo for breast cancer. And then after she passed away, Shine just stayed with me. Then there's Boone. He's a Dutch Shepherd mix, maybe with a Great Dane, we're not sure. But we adopted him from the Humane Society when he was 4 months old. My youngest son wanted his own dog. And so he picked out Boone. And now Boone is like 6 years old. I forgot to tell you, Shine, she is gonna be 7 years old. And Uncle Bert, who you saw earlier, he's 12 years old. And so these are all the critters in our household, and they pretty much all get along. The big dogs can be a little rough around little dogs, so I kind of keep the little dogs picked up and let them just run around in my bedroom when the big dogs aren't there. But otherwise they get along pretty good. And the big dogs just love to play and roughhouse, and they turn the living room into their own personal jungle gym. They will jump from the ottoman to the couch to the dog beds to the chairs and act like you're not even there sometimes. They just run me right over. But I do not take Lewis out of the cage around the big dogs. Usually I will put them in the room with my oldest son, and then if I take Lewis out, I'll take her into my office area where she has a really nice big open play station that she can hang out on if she's not hanging out on me. And then, of course, every week I go down to visit my grandma and help take care of her for half the week. And there we have an actual whole new setup that she can be out probably about 80% of the time. She's actually not even in a cage. She's just hanging out with me and Grandma and Taco and Uncle Bert. Because Taco and Uncle Bert travel with us down to Grandma's, which is about 5 hours away every week. And then Shine and Boone and Lucy all stay home with my oldest son. Now my youngest son, he's off to the military now for the last few years, but Boone stays with us along with Shine and Lucy and Taco and Uncle Bert and Lewis. So everyone here pretty much were rescue animals that needed a place to go and came here. And they have just brought so much joy to my life and laughter and fun. They all are so different as well. And they all have their own little personalities and different kinds of foods that they like to eat and different kinds of games that they like to play and the different kinds of snuggle times. They just are just so awesome. I don't know how else to explain it. They all have their own little unique traits.